Yeah, we did a good job controlling the football. Now, I think at the same time with long drives, you sort of see that there wasn't a whole lot of explosive plays, so that number we'd like to see go up. But at the same time, it gave our defense a good day. I'm not gonna say off because they played well when they were on there, but definitely not as much as they typically are in a game. So that's good for them. They've earned that and deserve it.
Sean said that RJ's had to grow up fast with JK's. Just what have you seen from him, particularly today?
He just very multiple. He can do so many different things and do them well. So I thought he ran the ball very hard today. It was hard to tackle. He had a few plays to where he stayed on his feet after contact, and then he always does a good job, out of the backfield. I'll always say that's one of his greatest traits. But he's really starting to get it. He just understands things. He's really not having a whole lot of mental errors. He's just playing and just doing his job and doing it at a high level.
For the win streak to hit 10 wins and have done them in different ways, can you speak to what that means to you guys in the group?
It's amazing. 10's a long streak, and we've won 11 games. That's really tough to do at this point of the season, and 11-2 is not many things that you want to be negative about, because you want to be appreciative of this opportunity and be appreciative of the wins no matter how they come. But at the same time, we're always looking to get better. We know that we're not just going to continue to win games because we've won them in the past. We got to continue to get better, and it's just a streak like that. It's hard to do, I say it all the time. Even though we're now better than we were last year, we didn't want to stop at 11.
Well, some people think quarterback game manager, it's like a negative term, but 31 out of 38, 217, that is managing the game about as well as you can, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's it's become a negative thing. I don't know why, because the best quarterbacks of all time manage the game at a high level. I think the biggest difference is when the time comes down to it, they just find ways to make either an explosive or make another play. So, all the good ones, all the great ones that win, they manage the game at a high level. Now, some are just more flashy, and I think they don't have that, that context or that tag. But it really doesn't matter because, your job as a quarterback, execute the play that's called, get your team in the end zone, and at the end of the day, have more points than the other team and find a way to win. And that's what we're managing to do. And, we've 10 wins is a long time. I don't think in any stage of football I've ever won 10 in a row. I take that back. My junior year I did. But we have, come a long way, and, it's just a great number. It's hard to do, and guys have battled, and we've, been through a lot of crap, and, going to continue to, get through all the rest of the season, and got a tough road ahead, but we're all ready to go and excited for it.
You talked about getting into the end zone. Can you take us through that play where you scrambled into the end zone?
Say that again.
You talked about getting into the end zone. You scrambled into the end zone on that first touchdown. Can you take us through that play?
Yeah, it was called design quarterback draw, and Mike ran out with the route. We did a good job of staying on those interior guys, getting to the linebacker, and they gave me a great little lane to get through there. And it wasn't great because it was after a penalty, so you don't want penalties in the red zone. Normally those kill your drive, but we were fortunate to get in the end zone on the first drive of the game, and that's been something that we've been really trying to do.
How do you feel about your own rhythm? You've been in a really good place for 3 straight games now, moving the offense, scoring points when you need to. But how do you feel about where you're at in terms of your offensive rhythm?
I feel great. I feel like you mentioned the last 3 games. I feel like I've seen the field very well the last 3 games. Just understood where outlets are, understood where the ball needs to go. Obviously, you can always say you missed this one and missed this one, but if you're moving forward, if you're finding completions, against a team like that, I don't know if they've given up over 300 yards passing this year just with their defensive style, and they're going to stay deep, make you throw underneath, and it's all about patience and continuing to do that and find short completions of 5, 10, 15 yards and those sustained drives, and move the chains, and that's what we've been willing to do the past several weeks. And the explosives, they'll come, and we got to continue to find ways to push the ball down the field, but you know, defense is trying to keep you from doing that too. So it's a happy balance.
McGlinchey said, his phrase was, you guys did a really good job of getting to and executing the plays that Peyton calls songs you know by heart. Explain, what does that mean? What's that mean to you?
Well, it's a little bit of a saying that, you know, obviously a song you know by heart, you sing the lyrics to it, you know it, you know, don't have to study for it, and it happens. And so the plays you know by heart are the ones that we've repped all year round, training camp, OTAs, getting a season, rep them. You know the different looks you could get, you know the answers each look. And I really feel like when we're playing our best, we're just in that rhythm of calling the plays we're good at, you know, mixing up with some tempo. And, you know, guys just know their assignments when you hit those plays, and it's hard to stop because each little look you can get, it could be different, but we've seen the look before and we know where to go with the ball, or guys know where to get in the zone, or we know how to block the run. And there's just so many of those style of plays that we just like. Now you have to game plan several as well, and, you know, that's important is you hit on your game plan plays, but, you know, the others, they're you know, the defense can only do so much. So your good plays that you know really well, those usually work well for us.
Well, you have several players we're talking about the remaining schedule. You know, starts with Green Bay, pretty tough schedule to close with. How do you feel that'll test you guys?
I don't think any more than what, you know, the season's already tested us for. So we got to play it one game at a time. You know, Green Bay's next. They're going to be a tough opponent, but you know, we got them at home, and that's going to be an advantage. But they're, you know, very good opponent. They've done a great job defensively this year, and obviously they're doing, you know, some good stuff offensively. They're winning games, and you know, they're making a big push on the other side. So you know, it'll be a good matchup, and we can only take it one game at a time.
Time for two more guys.
Marvin's role offensively has kind of fluctuated a lot this year. Do you appreciate that he's a guy who's not going to kind of come to you and demand the ball or what have you, and just trying to make the most of his touches? How do you see him kind of spark things when the ball does touch his hands?
Well, I see, you know, his greatest advantage, I think his greatest trait for this team is his returning skills, and he's returning, you know, things for touchdowns. He's given us great advantage on, you know, field position. And you can take his punt return for a touchdown, and honestly, that's, you know, we would love to have more, but he's done about everything he could for the team at that point when you return a kick for a touchdown. So he can, you know, he's going to continue to find his spots in offense. Obviously, all that, you know, stuff is not in my hands, but, you know, when he's out there, he does a great job of making explosives when he gets it. And you're right, he never says anything. He never really complains about his offensive production, and I think he just understands his role as a returner, and he does such a good job with that. I'm not going to say he's comfortable with only doing that, but he's, you know, taking it, and he's going to be the best at that. And, you know, when you, like I said, returning a kick for points, you know, that's the best offensive drive you're going to have. So he's, you know, been a great that's just a great advantage for us. He's a great threat in that game, and you know, he's been All-Pro twice, so he's going to continue to do, you know, big things in the return game.
Last one, Jeff, please.
So I'm just curious what you meant. You said you've been through a lot of crap this year. Can you just talk about the close games and things like that, or what were you referring to?
I don't really recall my statement, but you know, it's very, you know, winning 10 football games is not easy. So I think I'm referring to that. Probably the limited times it's been done. So it's not easy doing what we do. It's not easy going to work each and every week. It's not easy pulling out, you know, these tough wins. But we're resilient. We continue to do it. And you know, if that's what it takes, you know, we're going to continue to go through it and find ways to stack wins.